Hello and welcome to Prego Coding Classes. This is Amber Roy. In the previous video, you have seen we were working with register user activity and we'll continue working with that in this video also. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So before starting, let's make a small change over here. That is on the references, just take this thing and make it global, the database reference variables. So over here we'll say private and comma, then the second one is this one. Storage reference and a database reference. So over here we need a semicolon. Same here. And underneath in the reference, just delete this database reference and storage reference call. Let's hop on to the on-click listener for the button. So let's open up activity register user, and when you go down you see in the layout that when you scroll down, the text view at the bottom is just touching the bottom line over here. So we'll use margin bottom of 30 dp. So when you do that, you'll see that there is ample space down below and the text view won't touch the screen below. This looks better now. So let's hop on to our register user activity and see the button variable. Do we have the button variable? We do not have the button variable. So the button variable would be register button. So over here we'll write private button register activity register button, and down below over to the cast components we need to cast this button into the variable. So register user activity register button equals button find view dot id r.id dot register user activity register button, and that's it. So let's give a on-click listener on this button. So underneath we'll say register button dot set on-click listener new view on-click listener. Now we need to check if all the fields are all right, because we have initialized boolean methods to check everything. If the first name is right, if the last name is right, the password and the profile picture. So now let's just initialize them in separate strings. So first name equals first name dot get text dot toString dot lowercase. Now we'll be taking every variable in lowercase, because when we search it won't create a problem because we will be uploading everything in the lowercase. Then again, when you show the search results or you show the query into a text view, we can manipulate that into uppercase or lowercase afterwards. Or even with word utils, you can capitalize the first letter of that word. So we'll do that later, but for now just keep it to lowercase. So the first name is lowercase and the last name is get text dot toString dot to lowercase. And then what we have, first name, last name, the password, and check profile pic status. Over here we need the password, so pass equals password dot get text dot toString, and we won't trim it, we won't put it to lowercase. So let's put a trim over here so that the spaces gets eliminated. Trim, and underneath that we need the profile picture, but we are not checking it right now. Let's check if check first name is true, and last name is last name, and check password is the pass. So we can proceed then, and what we'll do is we'll go to the sign up. So when everything is okay, we can go to the sign up user method, and we'll pass every variable over there. We need to get the email address, so let's take string email ID equals email ID dot get text dot toString dot trim, and we need the password also. So over here we'll say email ID pass. That's it. So this method is not there, so we'll hit Alt Enter, create method, and we won't create it in the anonymous way, we'll create it in the register user activity. So there is our method with two variables that needs to be fulfilled. And over here, do we have the Firebase? Yes, we have the Firebase auth. So over here what we need to do is Firebase auth, create user with email and password, and then we need to pass the email ID and pass dot add on complete listener, new on complete listener, and we need on failure listener, new on failure listener. So when something goes wrong, we will show a toast message over here as always, and that would be the exact message that gets thrown. So get message, and over here if everything is okay, we'll go to the sign in method. Now why I am signing in the user and not uploading the data? Because the first thing being, now I'm not going to make my database public this time. I want to show an example with the database being available to only authorized users and not everyone out there. So the thing I'll do is I'll sign in the user so that I get the authorized or authentication ID or the token, so that I can use that to read all the data or write all the data in the database. I'll give a condition in the database so that only authenticated users can read and write. So you will see that also. So let's not talk about that right now. Let's get on with this thing. So if task dot is successful, and we'll say that toast, or okay, let's show a toast over here. So user registered successfully. Mind my spelling sieve. they are wrong. And then we'll go to the sign in thing. So end, and we'll go to sign in method, and we'll go quotes and semicolon. Alt enter, create this method in the register user activity. Now in the sign in method, what we will do is we'll again need the email ID, that is .getText .toString.trim, and we'll need the password. So string pass equals .getText .toString.trim, and in underneath that we'll need the Firebase auth dot sign in with email and password. Now I'm not going to check if the user has verified his or her email or not, because I have done that in informative app. You can check that and you can implement that the way you want. So I'm not going to check for the verification thing. I'm going to go with the sign in method directly. So I'm going to sign in with email ID and pass dot add on successful listener, new on successful listener, and we need add on failure listener, new on failure listener, and underneath we'll need a semicolon. Over here on success we'll say, or we won't show a toast, we'll just change the activity to the main activity or the chatting activity. But on failure we can show a toast message, that is e.getMessage. So when we sign in, before changing the activity we'll have to upload every data in the database, and as the user has signed in, the user has received ID token which the user can use to write in the data in the database. So upload data, user data, and semicolon. Now we'll create this method also, create method in register user activity. Alright, so before uploading the data, let me tell you that I have already implemented all the methods needed to upload my user image into the storage. So I'm not doing that again, I'm not explaining that again, because I've already done that in my informative app series. Now explaining that again and again is not a good practice. So the card is showing above, just click the card and understand how to do it, and then come back to this video again. So all the methods can be seen down below over here. I have captioned that as load image part and upload. So I'm going to call this method, the upload user image method, over to the on click or over to the method where the user signs in over here. So we'll say upload user profile image, and so over here we'll use the image array. But before that we need to see that if the profile pic URL has something in it, over here the string has something in it, it's not nothing, the profile pic status is not equal to nothing. So as you can see down below that over here in the upload task I have said that the profile pic status is equal to the download URL. You can get this in the description, and you can get this source code in the description box. So please go through, and if you have any problems please let me know in the comment box. This profile pic status is equal to download URI now, or the download URL, that is the URL found in the storage. So now if we go to the sign in method, or let's do one thing, while we are signing in we can do this thing. So in the register activity in here we'll say and check profile pic status, and that will check if the profile pic status is nothing or not. If it is not equal to nothing, then we can proceed to the sign up method, and after the sign up method is done, we can go to the sign in method. Now as we know that the profile picture is not empty, it should have an image array over here, so we can go to the upload user profile image, this method, and we can say the image array is not empty. So over here, if the image array is not empty, it will upload the picture first, then it will go to the user upload data to upload all the data and all. So the image upload takes time, so I'm doing it beforehand, then I'm going to the user upload data. Now over to the user data upload, we need to create a class over here. So we'll create a new Java class saying upload user data Java class. Okay, and what are the fields we are taking? We are taking the first name, the last name, the date of birth, email ID, password, and that's it. So let's just close this project tab and go to upload user data, and we'll say public string user first name, user last name, user DOB, that is date of birth. So user, shall we get the email ID? No, let's just keep it. So profile pic URL, and that is it, what we need. We don't need anything else. Let's give a semicolon, just disable your numlock and hit Alt 0. We'll get a constructor, we'll press Control and click the first name so that we can create an empty constructor. That is always needed so that the Java class does not provide an error. Alt 0 again, another constructor. Now we'll select everything using Shift. Now we'll hit OK, and we'll get all the getters and setters. So we'll select everything and hit OK. So our Java class is ready. Now we can use this Java class over here. So first we'll get first num equals first name dot get text dot toString dot trim dot lowercase, and then we'll say last name equals last name dot get text dot toString dot trim dot lowercase. Then we'll get the date of birth from, okay, let's get the date of birth also, string DOB equals register activity DOB dot get text dot toString dot trim. Then we'll need profile pic URL. So profile pic URL equals profile pic status. Now we can upload the data. So first we'll need to call the class upload profile other data class over here, upload user data Java class, user data equals new upload user data Java class. So first we'll need the first name, last name, date of birth, and the profile pic URL. So we'll give a semicolon over here, and down below we'll say my user ref, and we have the ID underneath the users already. So dot add set value is the user data, dot add on complete listener, new on complete listener, and we'll go on adding on failure listener also, new on failure listener, and use a semicolon. Now adapt this habit of using on failure listeners in everything, because your user has every right to know what is wrong with the program or with the operation. Now when the user upload data task is successful, so task dot is successful, we can say, you can use on successful listener also. It's upon you. I'm using a on complete listener that doesn't need an on failure listener, but still I'm using this combination. But you can always use on successful listener. There is no foundation that you have to use on complete listener only. So if the task is successful, we can go to the main activity, but for that we'll say that user data uploaded successfully, and that's it. So we have uploaded the data. Now we just need to change this activity. So we have not yet used anything to create a chat activity, so we need to create that now. But for now, uploading is done. Our user can register very easily. So over to on create. The thing what we need to do now is that we are checking for the first name, last name and everything, but we have not given error condition that if these methods show negativity, then what we can show the user, what the user has mistaken. So we will say here one of please give correct credentials in every field, and we'll show it for long, not short. That will let the user know that something that we want the user to input, and the user is not inputting the correct credential. The first name, the last name or something or the other is wrong. So one more thing we are missing is the on-click listener on the image view. So let's go to the image view. The image view is profile pic over here. So we need an on-click to set the image in the image view. Profile pic dot set on click listener, new view on click listener, and in here we'll say intent user pic dialog equals new intent, and underneath we'll say too many mistakes. Underneath we'll say user pic dialog dot set type would be intent dot action get content, and underneath we'll say user pic dialog dot, over here it will be set action and not type, so set action. Over here we'll say set type, that would be image, and underneath we'll say start activity for result. The intent would be user pic dialog, and it needs a bundle, so we have the bundle, user gallery dialog bundle. That's it. That will start the intent to make the user to choose the profile picture. And that's it, we are done. We have shown the error to the user. We can upload the picture to the image view. We can upload the picture to the storage section of the Firebase. We can upload the data to the user database, and we have signed in already. So it's just a matter of time that we need to change the intent. Alright, so that is it for this video. Do not leave until you see the end, because there is a surprise waiting for you. If you have learned something from this video, it will take just a second to hit the like button. So I would be grateful if you do that. And also do subscribe to this channel for more upcoming exciting videos. Follow me on Twitter on my Twitter handle, that is @codingprego, which is given in the description box down below. And if you want to support this channel with any sort of donations of any amount, the donation links are also given in the description box. Do check them out. So thank you. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye. So let's bring the surprise out. I have been giving tutorials about Android programming through Android Studio, and now it's time to go a bit forward and make a game in Android. How about that? Now I'm confused if I should start a new channel for this or make a separate playlist so that everyone can follow the tutorials in the same channel. Well, I'm confused, and that is why I need your help. Comment down below your suggestions, and the tutorials will be started as soon as possible. If you have liked the video, hit the like button, then the subscribe button, and then the bell icon.